everybody, welcome to week 9 of the God Experience. I am in my minivan, so welcome to the family car. I just wanted to touch base with you really quick and talk about the week 9 of the God Experience. Yeah, we're talking about how to connect with God through journaling and listening prayer, essentially. We called it conversational prayer in the book. By the way, I did get the book printed. I sold it at the Declare conference. Here's the back and here's the front. It's so exciting. And the proceeds go to my good friend Padma in India. So check her out on my website. Just search for her name, Padma, and you'll see what she does. But thank you for praying for the Declare conference, by the way. I talked about how God is setting me free and healing me and making me whole. And that's how his plan, that's what his plan is for all of us, is that we would be whole, that we would experience the fullness that he has for us in every area of our life as we get freed up and as we can run the race he has for us. So talked about a little bit of inner healing and wholeness and what that has looked like in my life. And it actually relates to this week's topic of listening prayer. One of the ways that he has set me free is from self-righteousness. And that sounds kind of religious, but it is. My old self, my natural self tendency is to try to earn my way to God, to try to make myself right, which is self-righteousness. It's trying to make ourselves right before God in our own strength. And God has been setting me free from that for years, but I tend to slip back into that feeling like I need to pray the right prayers or impress God or earn my way into his presence. And he just reminds me continually that his perfect love cast out that fear of failure, or that fear of not being enough. And he reminds me that it's by grace that I'm saved, not by works. And as I remember that, it reminds me that I'm set free from having to pray the right prayers all the time and to earn my way into his presence by praying the right prayers. Does that make sense? I don't have to put my best face forward to heaven and be perfect for God to love me. I just need to give him my real heart and point my real heart towards heaven. And that's the way that I've really learned to hear God's voice, is dropping the perfection and dropping the self-righteousness and beginning to pray honest to God prayers and allowing his love to penetrate the most honest and real places of my heart. Because when I try to make myself right, it's like I have a mask on, and when I try to do everything in my own strength, I keep him at arm's length. But when I decide to let him come into the most real places of my heart by praying very real, honest to God prayers, it invites him into a place of intimacy in my life where he can really speak to my core issues and make me whole and heal me. And so I wanted to encourage you, as you journal and as you create space for God to speak to you this week in your prayer life, remember to pray honest to God prayers, that we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to have it all together. We can get real with him. And in that place of vulnerability, he can love us. And so I just want to encourage you this week that as you pray and as you journal and as you listen for him, don't be afraid to let your guard down and to be honest with him and say, God, I want you, and I can't make myself right with you, and I'm not perfect, and I thank you that your love doesn't change. Because that's the reality of our faith, is that nothing can separate us from the love of God, and that it's by grace that we come into his presence. And I just pray that your ears are opened up to hear him more and more, the ears of your heart and the eyes of your heart, that you'll see him, and that you will just have the sweetest times of communion with him this week. So I'll put some discussion questions below, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on how God has been meeting you this week. All right, take care. Bye.